Hi everybody and welcome to Cut the Kibble. Today I would like to answer a question from Mel, who wants to know my thoughts on grain-free kibble and the correlation between grain-free and DCM, dilated cardiomyopathy, that dogs are getting very ill and dying from. So let's get to it. Before I start, I want to say that Bella has been grain-free for 9 years. So that's kind of contradicting that grain-free diets give your dog DCM. But it's the commercial dog food that is grain-free that is causing DCM. So let me explain. A lot of research has been done, and I've been talking about this for quite a while, that certain ingredients are not good for dogs. Rice and corn and grains, which are grains. Why are they not good for dogs? Well, basically, in a nutshell, corn has many issues. Of course, it's sprayed with glyphosate, which is a known carcinogenic, but also corn has aflatoxins and mycotoxins in the corn. Basically, they're keeping the corn in these big silos and letting it sit there, and it's getting mold. And then the dog food companies are using corn as their first or second ingredient, and there's mold, bad mold, in the dog food, and dogs are getting very sick. So let's back up and say, why do commercial dog food, use corn to begin with? Well, it's cheap, and all these dog food companies, they're out to make a buck. All right, the dog food industry is a huge money-making industry. So pet owners were saying, we don't want to have corn in our food. So all these specialty boutique places were selling grain-free dog food. So if you look at the back of the bag, the first ingredient of any dog food is going to be a protein, whether it be chicken or turkey or beef or fish. And the second ingredient is either going to be corn or rice or barley, which is a grain. But wait, what are they going to do for this grain-free food? They're going to put legumes in it. What are legumes? Legumes are protein. They're peas. It'll be listed in different ways. It's called splitting of ingredients. They may have corn. They'll have the first ingredient chicken, and then they're going to have peas. They're going to have pea isolate. Then they may have something else, and then they'll have pea protein and pea powder. That's what you call splitting the ingredients. So it looks like there's a little bit of it, but actually, when you calculate it all out, there's more peas than the actual chicken in the ingredient. And we all know that ingredients are labeled from first to last of how much is in it. But, okay, so why are they doing peas? They're doing peas because the protein, okay? But peas and all legumes, as in lentils and pinto beans, all that jazz, it blocks the dog's ability to produce and absorb taurine. Okay, what is taurine? Taurine is an essential amino acid that is needed for a healthy heart. So all these dogs that were fed grain-free were getting kibble that did not have taurine in it because The dog produces the taurine, but all those peas are telling the body, I'm not going to produce it, I'm not going to absorb it. So then what happened was, now you have grain-free diets, and they add taurine in it. Okay, where is that taurine coming from? It's coming from where all the other synthetic supplements are coming from, China. All right. So getting back to Bella, she has been on a grain-free diet for 9 years, but I don't do legumes. I may do pinto beans in a very minimal rotation, and the reason you do these peas is it's to filler. It's to make the food last longer. So in her recipe, the first ingredient is always a protein, and that's around 60%, 65%. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to have low starchy veggies, and then one high starchy veggie, and then I'm going to have liver and heart and sardines, and I'm going to add supplements. I cannot give her grains. I've tried to give her pasta once, and she's a white, beautiful doggie. And that night after she had pasta, her paws were all red. She was licking like crazy, and they were getting red. So she cannot do grains. And dogs don't really need grains, but they need the right amount of real food, appropriate food for their health. And a grain-free diet is okay if you home cook, but if you're buying a commercial grain-free diet, I guarantee you there's going to be peas, and there's going to be the splitting of the ingredients so that you're getting more of the peas, of the protein, than the actual chicken or beef. Let's face it, when a kibble is made, it's taken out all the nutrients when they have to dry it and press it and whatever they do to make it into those little hard balls. So they have to up the protein by adding the peas. So bottom line, don't get any kibble that has any legumes in it. Don't get any kibble that has corn in it. And good luck finding one. I know it's very frustrating to know what to get for your dog to eat. I am a huge supporter of Dr. Harvey's. It's dehydrated, and they have superior ingredients in it. You can get some that have the protein in it, or you can just get the mix and you add your own protein to it. I prefer that if you got just the mix and added your own protein to it. But I would look into that. So it was a very good question about DCM and heart disease in dogs. If you want to avoid it, no peas, and you also want to stay clear of any kind of corn. And rice too, I didn't talk about that. These are all just fillers, and they have no nutritional value to dogs. I hope this answered your question, Mel.